Hey guys, welcome back to One Tail Four Paws. Today I wanted to talk a little bit more about our ferret's cage. Just a reminder, it is a Ferret Nation Cage. We keep having the same question come up a couple times, so I just wanted to clarify again on the question and then just talk about just some other things about it. Alright, so we have two double unit Ferret Nation cages attached, and I kind of wanted to explain a little better exactly what that means. When you buy a Ferret Nation cage, you have a couple different options. You can buy one single unit, and what that means is you would get that one small section there, as well as like the base that it comes on. So you have that base shelf that you can use for storage or playtime like we do, as well as the wheels that it's on. But that is one single unit right there. So that is also a single unit on this side. Now you can also get a double unit. A double unit would be this whole single unit with the base and the wheels and that small box, as well as that whole second layer. So this whole side is a double unit and this whole side is a double unit. So we have the two double units attached for our four boys. Alright, so with that being explained, the question that I get a lot that I wanted to clarify is, do the boys have access to all four parts of the cage? And if so, how do they get back and forth? Yes, they can get to all four sections. So we bought all four sections so they can have all of them together. And I'm going to show you how they can get from one section to the other. Okay, so like I said, normally speaking, you can get this as a separate cage for your ferrets, and you can get that as a separate cage for your ferrets. Because of that, obviously that has to have a side to it or your ferrets could escape, because you normally wouldn't have that second unit attached. So it comes with these sides. So you can see there's kind of double layer bars there. That's because this one is for this side of the cage down over here, and the other one is to this one's left side on this side. So normally speaking, that would be there, and normally that would go all the way down to the bottom, because again, you would have your top and bottom part attached here for your ferret, and then same thing, these two would be attached, but you wouldn't have the two cages next to each other if they were separated, so you'd have to have a wall here. Now, because I want the boys to be able to go from one whole side to the other, I had to make it so they could. Because of that, we do not have that wall area here. So you can see, normally speaking, where you have kind of this here, normally those bars that were up there would have continued down here to separate this side from this side. Now, I know some people who have the Ferret Nation cages will remove the side panel walls from the top part and the bottom part. I chose not to do that because if you take out these side panels, you lose these holes that are attached. Please, no escaping. If you lose these holes, you can't hang these shelves. So because I left this side panel in, I was able to hang extra shelves in the cage. So I left one section of side panels in and one section out. No jumpers. Hold on. Hold on. So I wanted to start with this top right section up here. So we're going to start in this one, and I want to show you how they can kind of maneuver from one section to the other. I'm going to open this side. So they obviously have access to this whole little square here. And to get down to the next level, you can't really see. So I got my little flashlight. Back there, there is a hole. So they can actually just crawl down there through the hole. And when they come down here, let me close that up so they don't escape. That hole is that hole there. So they go from there to that hole, down this ramp, which gives them access to this whole square. So easy peasy maneuvering from there to there. Now from this bottom right portion here to the bottom left portion is easy because again I took out those bottom bars so they can just run straight across. Close them back. Ooh, let me close them back up. So again, they can start from there, come down the hole, down the ramp, over here, down the ramp, and just come straight across to this big opening. And now they're in the bottom left section here. From here, they have ramps. If you come around here, let me move their little igloo. They can come up to this shelf, which also has a ramp. And also has a hole. So this hole leads up to this top half. Alright, so now if we're coming up this hole from the bottom, maybe Hagger's going to demonstrate it for us. That hole from this ramp down here will come up to this top left layer. So they can just come from there, from the hole in the back, down that ramp, all the way across here, up these ramps, up this ramp, through that hole, and up to this top section. Alright, so that's how they have access to all 4 sections, with the little openings that automatically come in the holes of the bottom of the 2 top layers. Okay, so I also wanted to give a little update on how we kind of rearranged everything in their cages. Now, we kept the same toys, the same bedding and everything like that. We just kind of moved around where everything is. I kind of mentioned in the other video, but it's actually very good for any of the pets, not just ferrets, to move things around. Even if you use the same stuff, to them, it's almost like a whole new place, just because it's in a different spot. It's amazing watching them because it'll be the same exact toy, but if you just move it to a different area or section, it's like this new amazing thing. So we kind of moved some things around. One, to keep it interesting, to keep them entertained. And for the second reason is ferrets are not usually 100% potty trainable. I've read that some people have better luck with some ferrets over others. Our guys usually are pretty good, and they were doing very good for months. Alright, so if you watched our first video on our first little tour of their habitat, which I can actually put a link to the video up in the cards, but we had this whole section over here was one giant litter box. It was a very cool box. It actually fit this section perfectly, and it worked very well for them for quite some time. Like I said, they were doing very good for months, not having any accidents in the cage. Well, for some reason, they decided they were going to start having some accidents. Again, ferrets sometimes just like to do that. It can be very frustrating, but that is one of the reasons why I decided to change things around. I took that out, so we just use these normal plastic storage bins that you'd get at like Walmart. These ones are basically the same size as the size of the cage this way, and I actually already had these. These are the same ones that I use up top to hold other stuff, so I knew they would already fit. But I took out the big black litter box and I put a litter box here, a smaller little litter box here, and this is just another container. I can't remember where I found it from. And I also put, on this side, one over here. I'm not really sure why they stopped using the big black litter box. I tried to make some guesses on my own. I thought maybe it was getting too hard to get down, because I used to have the plastic ball pit and a little bedding dig box, or whatever you want to call it. It used to be here, and they didn't have a shelf to get down, so they kind of had to crawl through the hole from up here down, and it wasn't the easiest to get to, so I thought maybe they just didn't want to have to fight to get to the litter box. Don't really blame them there. So with that in mind, that's why I made it a little easier for them. Up here, they were having a lot of accidents up here. And this is one of the areas that I have some of their most bedding in. I have the little bedding here, and this I kept basically the same, but I have the little dog bed here, this little soft tunnel thing, the cube that they're supposed to sleep in. You're not really sleeping in it, you're like half in, half out. That's not how that works. As well as like their little sleep sack. So this is all bedding, it's covered in fleece. Usually speaking, ferrets don't like to go to the bathroom on soft stuff, but yet for some reason they were potting all kind of behind the stuff and on it. So I think they were just getting a little lazy and not wanting to go down to the litter box. Again, like I said, I think it was getting a little difficult, so kind of don't blame them there. So I rearranged it and tried to make it a little easier. What, you want some more? You wanted some more. Oh. To anyone who says ferrets can't be affectionate. Yeah, does that feel good? Yeah. Okay. Cage tour time out for ferret cuddles. Because why not? You sleepyhead. He's a sleepyhead. What are you doing? Okay. Mama's gonna finish showing them though your cage, okay? Okay? Oop, bless you. So, back to what I was saying. I tried to make it a little easier to get down, so now they have the ramps back onto like a little... Ooh, don't fall. They have the ramps that go down to a shelf again, as opposed to it was a little far jump for them. And since I've done that, they've been doing a lot better. They have not pottied up here at all, and I think it's been a couple weeks since I rearranged it. Now, they still sometimes have an accident on this layer. They were always having accidents here, even when they had the black litter box literally right below it. They're still having accidents here. I don't really know why they have accidents here. It's one of the reasons why I don't put any bedding or cloth, because it doesn't take long before they usually potty on it. So I had that bin originally up here. They were kind of using it, but not 100%. They were still kind of just going wherever. And they also started kind of using that back corner there. So I moved it down here to try to eliminate some of the accidents down here. And I'm also hoping, since this is so close to here, that maybe I mean, they weren't really doing it before, but maybe they'll take the extra walk and use that instead of up here. Probably not, but again, I don't mind them having accidents in the cage here and there. If you have ferrets, it's to be expected. Ferret poop is kind of part of ferret life, so I kind of don't fight with it. Like I said, I just don't put anything up there that can get completely destroyed. I don't put bedding there because they don't sleep there anyways, and I let them kind of do their thing. My big thing was I didn't like them potting up here because even if I was washing the bedding once a day, they would potty on it immediately, and again, they usually sleep up here the most, so I felt really bad for them. So that was one of the big reasons I wanted to rearrange it, was for their benefits. So that was some of the reasons to why we rearranged the cage for them. And again, I just wanted to clarify for some people who wanted to know if they were allowed to go to all 4 sections, and if so, how they were able to do it. So I kind of hope that clarifies things for everybody. Again, I'll go and show you guys just a little bit more because I know some people really wanted to see if we rearranged it, how we did it. Again, it's not totally different. This whole section's basically the same. I think I put, these guys weren't here before. The monkey was here. Oh, sorry, I knocked your monkey down. That was basically the same. I like kind of what we did down here though, because it did open up a little more play space down here, and I do notice I'm playing a little bit more as opposed to being crowded with like a bunch of stuff. But they still have their igloo, their little polar bear in the back, the little cheese house, which is filled with like toys, and squeaky toys are in there. And up here, same ball pit, same little bedding dig area, just a different section of the cage. And same type of hammocks just kind of throughout. Alright, so thanks for watching this video. If you enjoyed what you saw, the boys would love it if you could give them a thumbs up on the video. And if you'd like to see more adventures of these boys, please subscribe to our channel. Goodbye!